Hello there today. In today's video, we're going to discuss the issue of the transfer of Manchester United transfer of Declan Rice, and how Manchester United really want this West Ham midfielder. So we have talks of, Ten Hag coming in, and we have got players like, Sancho, Rashford, Greenwood, Ronaldo, and, Cavani in the front line. So what we lack is a midfield. This is what I've always said, that Manchester United has a fantastic attack, but we lack a serious midfield and a defense. And with a bad midfield and defense, the team will just get worse and worse. We lose matches on the verge of winning. When it looks like we're going to win them, we lose them, and that's an atrocity. West Ham midfielder is one of the hottest properties right now, currently in the world. And it looks like Manchester United are planning to break a record with Declan Rice. I mean, they're planning to break all records with Declan Rice, even if they have to. I mean, Manchester United want to get that one big midfielder right now, one big midfielder and one big defender, and for that they're willing to break records for it. And West Ham has demanded some ridiculous transfer fees ranging to almost 100 million. Some say it's maybe even 200 million, and Manchester United are now desperate right now. This new asking price is double of what they have asked earlier. So that is another condition. So I think in that situation, Manchester United could possibly go for Aamdou Hadira, or they could go for Zakaria. So I think that would be a better option for Manchester United. As I have said earlier, that Manchester United have made an official boost for Gladbach, Zakaria, and right now, I mean, the links are pretty strong with Manchester United. They have made an official bid, and they are waiting for for Gladbach to basically confirm their stance on the player. So as Declan Rice's value has been doubled, it has made. I mean, he would have been one of the perfect midfielders, but his value has been doubled. It has made almost 200 million. It would be foolish to buy a midfielder with that much money. Even Haaland costs around 66 million. It would be quite a foolishness to do that. So in that case, it would be the best chance for them to go for Zakaria, for whom they've already made a bid. And we know Man United are trying to get players like mcginn or Declan Rice, Aamdou Hadira, but they're very, very serious about Zakaria. Because he is accustomed to the German style of playing, and as we know, German players, German coaches, they're dominating the English Premier League. They're dominating the world football right now. German coaches and players. If you look into international news media, international news sport outlets, for example, Lewandowski. I mean, he's one of the best strikers in the world right now. Haaland, he's playing in the German league. I mean, that's where he was trained, right? I mean, Haaland was trained in a particularly German league, and you can't deny that fact. That's where he was basically trained. And that's why he was basically trained and brought up, And Zakaria is now being constantly linked with Old Trafford, and while the Manchester Evening News, understands signing a defensive midfielder is the club's priority, sources have indicated that United are expecting a quiet January transfer window. Though the January transfer window of United has been quiet, but we know there's going to be a big explosion right now with this regard, basically, and we are able to see, that we will be getting a lot more new players in this regard. We'll be getting a lot more new players, a lot more new issues, a lot more new current situations. But I think United are going to settle for Zakaria, because he's one of the best right now, best options I see, because, asking for 200 million for a midfielder, that's a bit too much. I mean the best striker in the world, Haaland, even he doesn't cost that much money. It's crystal clear they don't want to sell him. They don't want to sell him. They have no intention of selling him. So that's why they are basically asking for such a ridiculous price. I mean, 100 million, they had considered still buying him, but 200 million, that's, my goodness, that's a bit too much. So Zakaria is soon going to be out of contract, and all the elite clubs are wanting him, and Manchester United could be in the line, and this could be a very favorable signing for them, because that's what they're looking for. And I've said it many times, we have seen in many matches where we have lost, winning matches, we were ahead in goals. It's only because of our midfield and our defensive midfield. We don't have a midfield. We have McTominay, Luke Shaw, and inexperienced Fred. I mean, our midfield is an absolute disaster. Okay. So if we fix the midfield, the team will be fixed automatically. We have a good coach, a better coach like Ten Hag or Pochettino, or Ten Hag coming in maybe. We have some great forwards. We have reasonably good defenders. What we do lack, is a defensive midfielder. We need a CDM. That's what we've been saying for the past 5 or 6 years, But we're not getting a CDM. I don't know why. It's a very complicated issue. So much of the transfer market, it's going on. A lot of clubs, they're signing new players, but Manchester United need to sign a new midfielder or a CDM or whatever. They need to do it. I mean, business in this summer is also preferred, but Manchester United do have the budget to get a new CDM. They have it. It is understood that United haven't openly dialogued with Zakaria over a transfer, and Borussia Mönchengladbach directors of sport all recently confirmed that the club have received no formal bids for the player, despite what reports may suggest. There's nothing on my desk, he has said, but according to several news outlets and news portals in international news regarding soccer and football, it's crystal clear they have made a bid. Maybe they're not announcing it officially yet. If the bid is accepted, then maybe it will be official. You know how these things in football work, okay? So if the bid is officially accepted, in that case, I guess we'll further, we'll go ahead. They both still have half a year of contract, and the club would want to keep him because he's a good player, and he's a great player, and people do want him on their team. But his contract is pretty much over. So he's gonna be leaving his native side. Zakaria is gonna leave his native side and want to come to United. United right now would desperately need a new midfielder. They desperately need a new midfielder. I mean, this is something they desperately need, they want, they should have, and this is something that's gonna change the entire game for them. This is something they should prefer right now. So as I always said, Dennis Zakaria's transfer, an official bid has been made, talks are progressing, and I think this is going to be the first transfer of Manchester United, Dennis Zakaria. What do you think about it? Do you think, the fixing the midfield is going to fix United? Let me know. And thank you for showering all the love. Take care, guys.